Hey everybody, let's quickly start with writing class today. Today I've got some 4-5 essays to be reviewed right in front of you. So before we actually get into the review part, let me just explain you in IELTS writing essay. What matters is task response. First thing, coherence cohesion. Second thing, grammar, vocabulary. If you'd watched the video, you would already know these things. If you've joined recently, if you have not watched the video, this is what is explained in those 6 videos. Out of this, these two are not a high priority things. If you just need 7, then trust me, these two are the real go modules. These two are the ones which pose some threat because these two have a lot of things to adopt, a lot of things to actually understand and then do it. Grammar, vocabulary, it's easy. But these two are the problems for a lot of people. So what is task response? What is your name? Tell your name. But what people do, people don't tell their name. They tell their friend's name. Trust me, this is the problem. What if whatever the question asked, you need to answer. Today we will see some of the task response mistakes. And trust me, your grammar is exceptional. Better than Shakespeare, let's say. Vocabulary is high class. Coherence question is beautiful. Task response is wrong. You will not get more than 6.5. 5.5, I got 5.5 in my first attempt. I was, like crying in the washroom. How can it be possible? This is a scam. Task response was completely gone for a toss. This is the problem for a lot of people, but now we have a lot of ideation series. One moment. So this is what is shared with you all. Inside IELTS, you have IELTS writing. And I've given you how to walk across this. Inside essay, you have evaluation or ideation. Inside ideation, must watch, see the 15 hour of videos. Each video has 5 essay topics and what mistakes people do, what is the correct idea, what is wrong idea into 5. Around 75 topics have been covered. So the idea of essay writing is every question has different strategy. It cannot be finished in 1-2 hours. So whenever you get time, you start with it. What's the problem? Will that be a problem? No. And then you have putting it all together. Their watch later has 38, like today's class. Essay mistakes, coherence question. Any class, whatever I've done so far in 3 years, everything has been recorded. And then you have task response mistakes. All these 42 classes have task response mistakes. So you go through at least 5-6 of them whenever you open. Let's say this was done on April 18, 2023. I'll not bore you more. I'll just give you a small demonstration. Let's say here, speed. You can increase it to 1.75x. This 58-minute video, you can finish it in 25 minutes. All right, everybody, let's quickly start with the writing class. How the class goes, I'm going to take up. So I've reviewed the essay, shown what is the problem so that you don't make the mistakes. In today's class also, we'll go and sit there. All right. So task response is one of the major problems for a lot of people. Apart from that, so once you finish that ideation videos, whenever you get time, this will be mostly fixed because you actually understand what is the right idea, what is the wrong idea, which idea I should refrain from, I should not be writing, and which idea I should write. You get more maturity, and then you start sending essays every day for the feedback. I'm there, Kanchan ma'am is there. We will start giving you the feedback and fix things. But this guy, this is what I recently realized. This guy is not so easy. Coherence cohesion is the art of narration. See, I am taking a class in a different way. Mr. Butterball comes and he takes in a class in a different way. Both of us tell the same things. But I probably convey better. Because of my style, that is coherence cohesion. This is called narration. Flow of the ideas. Whatever you write, it should have a structure. The structure is main idea, supporting idea, examples, and some conclusion. So now this main idea is what is your name? My name is Nakul. Why? Why my name is Nakul? Supporting idea. This is because there was one more person named Nikhil nearby my place. So instead of keeping the same name, my parents thought they would change it. Even an example, for example. So idea is very simple. Whatever you talk about the main idea in one line, continue talking about it until you convey the message properly. Main idea and the supporting idea should talk about main idea. Example should talk about main idea, and this last line should talk about main line. This is one bundle. This is coherence and cohesion. For this, I've given many templates. I asked people, I will make a small complete one structure and give it to you, the templates one. Inside, for now, putting it all together, must watch, you have templates, templates, templates. 3 templates we've already discussed. I think 4 templates rather. These 4 are enough for you to understand more. I'll add more and more. I'll write down the template probably in 1 or 2 days and give it to you in a separate document. All right, so those templates will actually help you get this main idea supporting at an example conclusion easily on the fly, on the go. You just follow the template. Firstly, this is because, for example, everything is already there. You are bound to write it with a coherence, cohesion, proper thing. So this is fixed, I believe, with the template, but still we will today review a few of the essays. And in the end, I'll make you write as well, and then see what mistakes you guys have done, what mistakes people are associated with everything. So this is Shafkat has written. She's there. Vaishnavi's essay. We have Nimisha. I think I've not taken Nimish. Probably have taken yours. Aarti have taken yours. All right. Shafkat is not there. Fine. So recorded. She'll get it. So this is the question. Just have a look at it. What I do, I'll just what's happening this Mac. Okay. So don't see the answers. Just see the question. Take your time. Just read it. Okay, this is a familiar question. What is the exact question? Do the advantage outweigh the disadvantage? What it means? You need to understand this. The question is, advantage outweigh disadvantage. What does this outweigh mean? Let's say I have 1 kg of potato, 5 kg of onion. If I weigh them in a weighing machine, this is a weighing machine. Okay, so I've got, and I've got here one more. So here I put 1 kg of potato. Here I put 5 kg of onion. You tell me, which one outweighs which one? Is it onion outweighs potato or potato outweighs onion? Anybody? Potato outweighs onion or onion outweighs potato? Simple question, please, please. Onion outweighs potato because 5 kg is there. Great, great, good answer. Now I'm going to remove this 5 kg and put 100 gram of iron. Potato 1 kg, probably some 20 potatoes are inside. 100 gram of iron. Which way outweighs which one? Which one outweighs which one? 100 gram of iron I put. It's still potato only. It's not iron. But the point what I'm trying to tell you is, people think iron weighs more, potato weighs less. No, it's 100 gram only. This is 1 kg. It's still potato only. The point what I'm trying to make, it's not about the number of advantages, number of disadvantages, number of potatoes, number of iron. No, it's all about at the end, which one weighs more. If this weighs 5 kg, this weighs 1 kg, it looks like this. Which one weighs more? You don't have to think. I will write 3 advantages, 1 disadvantage, and then say advantage outweigh disadvantage. No, it doesn't work like that. 3 advantage, each with 1 gram. Let's say weight 3 gram total. 1 disadvantage which weighs 100 gram. Heavy disadvantage, very heavy disadvantage. This causes a death. Then this is a high weightage disadvantage. 100 gram, let's say it was. Let's say you wrote 7 advantages, 3 gram. Let's say 7 is 21 grams. In the end, it is disadvantage outweigh advantage. Hope you're getting it. Anyone intention, let me know. It's not at all about the number of advantages or number of disadvantages. It's all about how much weight does it have. So that's the first thing. That's the first thing. When you talk about advantage outweigh disadvantage, that's the first thing. So basically, the structure for this is you need to talk about advantages also, disadvantages also, and then you need to say disadvantages outweigh advantage or advantage outweigh disadvantage. The impact of it is what is important. Getting it? So the structure that is followed, you have advantage outweigh disadvantage template here. You can have a look, just follow it automatically. Coherence, cohesion, issue fixed. But today I think Shafqat has not used that. Let's see how she has written. So what is the structure? Intro, pay more attention, pay more attention. Here, let's say advantage. Here, third paragraph, disadvantage, and then you conclude. This is a typical paragraph. If you want, then one more paragraph you can write and say how advantage outweigh disadvantage or disadvantage outweigh advantage. That the template I have given. So here, let's see, here she has used a 4-paragraph template. Probably intro, advantage, disadvantage, conclusion was what I thought. Intro, advantage, disadvantage, conclusion. If you see first and foremost, secondly, perhaps both of them are talking about the same thing, isn't it so? It should be what connector we need. Let's say you're talking about advantage, second paragraph. Third paragraph, let's say you're talking about disadvantage. What connector you start the sentence with? Quickly, anybody? Hey, try, man, please. Try to karna padega na. Please try. Excellent, Nimesh. Anyone else? However can be used, or excellent, Nimesh. On the other hand, so here, yes, Shafiq. Shafqat, is it all right? So Shafqat is written secondly. That's where I understood. Okay. That means she has an advantage here also, or whatever she wrote here also she wrote the same thing. But the question is advantage outweigh disadvantage. So let's review our essay quickly. Nowadays, there are many people advocating for a single authority to manage the entire world instead of separate governments. I would say disadvantages are more than its advantage. She is trying to say there are more disadvantages than advantages. Probably don't write like this, disadvantages of or more. The impact of disadvantages are more than its advantages would be a correct usage. All right, Shafi, fine. We will start with it. First and foremost, proponents of unified authority means one government for all the countries believes that a single authority for the global world is an appreciative idea because idea is countable. Considering the uniformity or a similar world order system. Okay. Do you think she has actually written a good the idea here? She has not written any idea. What she has written is, she has again told the same thing. Proponents of unified authority system believe a single authority is appreciative idea. Considering, yes, she has written the idea. Uniformity or a similar world order system. If I were there to write, I would have first and foremost, uniformity or similar world order system is one of the great advantages of having one national government, one government for all. Make it simple. Fine. She has written main idea. Pay more attention. Main idea is done. Now she has to write some supporting ideas, examples for that advantage. How it brings this uniformity? Let's say opponents negate this notion and says that having a sole authority for the entire world can give rise to numerous issues related to management. Don't you think she's mixing up? She started with this kind of narration I would not suggest. It's confusing. She's actually, her point starts from here, correct, right? Opponents negate this notion and say having a sole authority for the entire world can give rise to numerous issues related to management. Now she's talking about the disadvantage. First line advantage, and then second line she said others oppose this because this can cause problems. What problems? And now she's talking about problems. That's a different way of expressing it. I would not suggest doing this. It has a mix and match. A lot of things are mixed. Write disadvantage one para, write advantage another para, and then next para write why advantage outweigh disadvantage and finish it off. I don't suggest this. To be precise, managing a population of around 7.58 billion people is immensely challenging task. Even governments responsible for this governing a single state already face piles of challenges in meeting basic needs. Why has she written? It's all superficial ideas, means on the surface. You need to go deeper. 10 feet deep is there, depth is there. Don't just swim, go down, it's okay. You need to get into the point. Many communities suffer from vulnerabilities due to limited access to how, why, how? Why will they suffer if only one government is there for entire world? Try. That is not written. It's just on the surface. She told basic needs will be difficult. Healthcare, water, food, all these challenges arise from the poor management of the state. Not clear. Yeah, the question is not poor management of the state. The question is if one single government is there, how can you how can you say it is a disadvantageous position? For instance, Africa, where thousands of children die each day due to the unavailability of sufficient food and water. Not a correct idea. You talk about if one government comes, what happens? While ideas of a single global system may seem appealing for promoting uniformity, again, this first line about uniformity is being written in the last line. Wrong. Don't mix up things. Today I'm wearing a dress. I want to wear white dress. Wear white dress. Yes, I will wear white dress, but I'll wear white t-shirt, black trouser. No, I'll wear this golden color chain here, one Rudaksh black color. Then I wear socks, yellow color. Don't do that. This is what is happening here. She is trying to mix up a lot of things. This is not a better conveying thing. One who reads it right will get confused. See, idea is very simple. Write in a way which is very easy for the reader to understand. If the examiner will not have time, first of all. Thousands of essays will be piled up. Examiner may give hardly 10 minutes, max in the worst case. To understand this only, examiner would need 7 to 8 minutes. So examiner will not entertain this. If it is very in simple words, very easy to understand, examiner will be happy, right? Because it conveys the message simple in a very effective, simple way. This again, the uniformity came, but a practical implementation of such systems would encounter many obstacles. How? Not written. How it will encounter? Not written. As a result, the entire idea is wrong. But she has written nicely. The grammar is fine. Big paragraphs, simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, but actual thing is absent. So here, perhaps she talked about disadvantages. Secondly, another major concern associated with the sole government is the potential loss of cultural diversity and uniqueness for local autonomy. Excellent point. She is writing disadvantage number 2. Each state has its sorry, own distinct identity and recognition that may be suppressed with uniform government system. How? Shafi, how? For example, only one government comes, let's say Narendra Modi, for example, is governing the entire world. He doesn't understand the culture of the other nations. Let's say there are tribes in America, I'm not America, in the, let's say Barbados, in Trinidad and Tobago, West Indies, somewhere, Kenya. So he may not be able to respect that. So you need to give a particular example. Let's say the one person who is of American origin becomes the prime minister for the entire country. What is going to happen? You need to give that is not present. Oh, Shafi, this is not. This is the name is Shafkat. Okay, I thought it is you. Okay, maintaining and surviving with distinctive nature in front of the become a challenge for small entities. Why? How it is a challenge needs to be written. Hope you are getting it. So the idea of supporting the idea and example is to delve deep. It is still swimming like a fish. Go deeper. Conversely, separate state allows. See now, pay more attention. Entire paragraph is about disadvantage. Here till here, disadvantage. Small portion. Conversely, separate state allows for the preservation and promotion of unique cultural identities. How? However, in a world governed by single authority, local customs may go unnoticed to be overshadowed. Entire thing is even talking about disadvantage with one small line of advantage written somewhere here. So basically, the person wrote only disadvantage. Advantage is completely missing. How deep one should go? One level is enough. Well, it depends. It depends on how much of conveying power do you have. It's not about writing so many lines. It's about writing less and conveying effectively. One level deep is enough. So that's what. In the example, try to write 2 sentences. You would have gone a bit more deeper. Main idea, supporting idea, all superficial level, surface. Then example, go 1 level deep by writing in 2 sentences, enough. So basically what I am showing you is the question is advantage outweigh disadvantage. The answer written is what? Write the disadvantages of this proposition. Then the answer is correct. Question is different, answer is different. Question is, what is your name? She should have written her name. She has written her friend's name. Outweigh means this also you need to write, this also you need to write. Both of them are not written. Disadvantages, disadvantages. And in the conclusion, again, big conclusion, pay more attention. Intro and conclusion, write in 2 or 3 lines. Don't exceed more than that. There's no mark for that. It is the body 1 and the body 2. In conclusion, although a single governing system for the entire world may appear to bring benefits like uniformity, unified, this benefits uniformity, how it brings is not written. She has just written, it brings disadvantage. How? Not written. It also presents significant challenges, which include the potential for poor management countries, loss of cultural beliefs. Therefore, it is reasonable to conclude having separate government system for each state is a mere practical approaches. The advantages, such as blah 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 blah, outweigh the potential disadvantage. But here she told disadvantages are more. Here she told advantages outweigh. Hey, why man, entire thing is messed up. So this would be 5.5 straight away. First of all, task response is wrong. This is also wrong. This is okay. You can consider this is completely wrong. So probably 6.5. Half of it is correct. Disadvantage is written. Here advantage is missing. But the question is outweigh. Here she's old. Disadvantage outweigh. Here advantage outweigh. Entire thing wrong. But trust me, this person has the potential for 7. English is good, apart from choto-moto simple grammatical errors. But at the person gets less because of the lack of guidance. But I am giving correct guidance, no? That's what. So this is an art. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's not just about theory, it's about implementation. So that's the reason we have course like this. People ask me, when will you take my essay class? I tell them, if I give you, then 500 classes I need to give. Because an art cannot be just taught. When you make a mistake in the art, someone can correct it and tell you. It cannot be taught, hey, write like this. You will not know. You will write in your own way only. So it has to be niched. So you need to write every day and get the feedback. Write every day and get the feedback. That's how the course goes. So this is the theory where I make you understand what is the mistakes that are happening, what mistakes people have done. And when it's you, be more matured, understand, okay, these mistakes I should not do. But the worst part is, for a next question, it is a different strategy. Whatever I told today is applicable for this question. Next question, some other thing will be there. So become more mature. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Write every day, get the feedback, make mistakes, learn, make mistakes, learn. Within 10-15 days, if you've sent some 10-15 essays, you'll become more mature that you would know eventually what gives you 7. Any doubts on this? Let me know, please. Rishabh, any doubts? Rishabh seems to have a lot of doubts, I believe. No? Okay. Great. So I think Fatima, her name is Shafkat Fatima. All right. So this I finished. We'll go to Aarti. Aarti is there, right? Aarti Ashokan. Yes, I guess Aarti is there. Yes. In some countries, owning a home, you don't own a home, you own a house. Question is wrong. Okay, what is the difference between home and house? Anybody? Anybody knows? Home and house. Yes, Abdul. House is a physical thing. Home? Home is with family. House is just with bricks. Beautiful. Home is with people. People makes it a home. Yes, Sani. Emotional connection is there with the home. Yes. So you don't own a home, probably own a house. Sorry. Owning a house rather than renting one is very important for people. What might be the case? Why might this? What is this? This is the entire thing. That means you need to write the cause or the reason for the entire thing. What is the entire thing? People prefer owning a house rather than renting it. Why? A common knowledge, man. You own a house and don't rent it. First of all, no tension. You will have your own house. Correct? You can stay peacefully. You don't have to, be liable for someone. You don't have to pay rent and satisfaction. You can work around or you can design it the way you want it. to your heart, to your heart's content. So many things are there. Normal question. That should be written in the second paragraph. Do you think this, what is this? Owning a house rather than renting, not owning a house. Hey, pay more attention, please. Otherwise, you will understand the way you want it. This is what is happening these days. I wouldn't have meant that way, but people understand differently. Question is not about owning a house. It's a little about consciousness. That's it. Question is about what? Owning a house rather than renting. So you need to talk, pay more attention. This boss also, you need to say what people write. Advantages of owning a house, 0 mark. Getting it right? So like this, every question has different strategy. So what helps you? We would usually tell people to do something like this. For whatever the question. Sorry, since morning was in the class, throat is gone. For whatever the question, underline. And now whatever you think, your ideas should revolve around these keywords. All the keywords, not just this. Many people end up writing just this, advantages of owning a house. You need to compare it with renting as well. Yes, the comparison should be there. That's what I'm telling you. This may not be the case with some other question. It depends on from question to question. For this question, yes, comparison. You'll be more conscious. You'll understand it's all about little consciousness. That's it. Otherwise, you think, oh, I have given the correct answer. Answer is completely different. Okay, let's see what Aarti has written. Aarti, I have not read your essay. I'm just reading it. It is considered that home ownership is very essential for people compared to a rented house in some countries, whereas for others, it seems to be different. Others by others. Others is not written only for, it is considered that for some people, okay, essential for people. Okay. Others, it seems to be indifferent. This essay discusses the possible reasons for the same, as well as the merits and demerits of the above mentioned argument, followed by my opinion. Okay. You guys tell me, is there any problem in the first paragraph? Yes or no? Problem is there? Yes. Problem is not there? Then right now. I didn't get you, Nimisha. Any problem in the first paragraph? Problem is there. Can anyone point out? Be more conscious. Read the question, read the first para. Read, excellent, Nimish. Read the question, read the first para. Nimisha is also there. Nimish is also there. Lalita, what is the problem in the first para? Type, man. Please, anybody type. It's a simple thing. Read the question, read the first para. Something is missing. Anybody, what is the problem? I'm telling you there is a problem. Am I audible? Annie, what is the problem? Moni? Yes, Annie. Sabinu, can you try? Try. It's okay. It's your first class, but try. Charlotte, can you try? Rishabh? Read the question. Vaishnavi, read the question and read the first para. Excellent, Charlotte. Arti, see here. Do you think this has positive or... Arti, do you like ice cream or chocolate? I like both. No. My question is, I have ice cream or chocolate. I have both, but ice cream I should give to one person, chocolate to one person, and you are two people. So I'm asking you, do you like ice cream or chocolate? I like both. No, that option only is not there. This or that, either, then one of them. Do you think this is a positive or negative situation? The essay discusses the possible reasons for the same, as well as why it is a positive or why it is a negative situation. They're not asking you merits and demerits at all. Getting it? Yes, Lalita. Simple things, be very careful. This is what I'm telling you. The question is, what is your name? Answer would have written as, what is your parent's name or some other's name? Okay, but we will see what she has written. Can anyone tell me in the first 4 lines of the second para, is there any grammatical error? Anybody quickly? Any grammatical error, guys? Very good, Nimesh. One of the reason, very good, Annie. Reasons, one among the many. The word one of the always ends in plural word. One of the friends, one of my friends, one of the restaurants. One of the possible reasons for owning a home instead of letting one. No, instead of renting, use exact word only use. Some YouTuber will tell you use exact word, they will put you into jail. This is what people think. Not just her. She's just a face of it today. Lot of people think that they will go to jail if they copy the same word. And this is how the YouTube people are making money. Use this vocabulary words, you'll get 90. See those views, 1 million, 2 million, minimum 10 lakh rupees they get. You guys will watch many, not I'm just talking in general. Perhaps I'm not sure what Aarti has done. Perhaps she's trying to not copy the same word. So she wrote something else. Now it meaning only changed. Entire meaning of it has changed. A lot of people do this. They try to write a synonym of it, thinking if I write renting word, um, then marks will go down. Then they write some other word which has completely different meaning. Or perhaps you would have written by mistake, typing mistake, I'm not sure. Instead of renting one might be the feeling of emotional fulfillment in the form of stress-free and happy mindset. Excellent idea. This is because staying in own house doesn't require paying rent on time to the landlord, which in fact spelling wrong, pay more attention. In fact is IN space FACT. Intern is IN space TURN. Of course is OF space CURSE. There would be a space in between. In your listening module, when this word comes, please put a space. In fact, takes away the fear. Do not use the take away and all. These are the phrasal verbs. Find a better alternative. A financial burden from the person and keeps the person relaxed with a sense of happiness. First idea is stress-free and happy mindset. Second line also continues on the similar lines. Coherence, cohesion is perfect. Home ownership not only aids in emotional fulfillment, but also in experiencing a special attachment to that building, since it is human nature to have a special feeling for anything that is considered as his own. Not bad. See what she is trying to do, I'll tell you. This is one main idea, example, and she finished it. Now she didn't write example, that's okay in the worst case. She's trying to write one more idea. Then when you need to tell the examiner, hey examiner, hello, I'm writing one more idea. Then examiner says, could you be, please be courteous enough to write the connector? Then Aarti says, oh, sorry, I forgot to write a connector. I will write the connector. Can anyone tell a connector what connector can come here? Excellent, Nimesh. Another reason could be, additionally, here she wrote one of the possible reasons. Now, another reason could be, second reason could be, add it. These things I'm telling you matters the most. These are the simple things that give scores. Home ownership, additionally, not only aids in emotional fulfillment, but also in experiencing a special attachment to that building, since it is human nature to have a special feeling for anything that is considered as his own. For instance, everyone have a special consideration. What is wrong here? Everyone is happy or everyone are happy. Everyone is singular or plural. They're singular. They're like he have, he has. Everyone has. 1 second, sorry. Okay, simple things. Okay, everyone has a special consideration, has special consideration for our parents because we know that they are ours. 100% wrong idea. The previous line talks about attachment to the house. They continue, man. For example, many people stay in their own houses for years together as per their needs. Will have the emotional bonding about small, little memories about the photo album. Continue. That's what the example is. Never write example in one line. That's where people go wrong. Some people ego problem, not her. Many are I've seen. They ego problem is such that they want to write everything in one line. Otherwise, their ego will hurt. Guys, always think with what ease you write. The same is the reader will understand it. You need to make the reader's life easy because that person is putting his time. Don't write in simple, just one small line an example, and write a bit lengthy, at least 2 sentences, and try to express more. So was all fine, but not convinced. Some connectors is missing. This is abruptly ended. She shouldn't even added this. She could have just continued with it. In some countries, owning a house rather than renting is very important. The question is about owning a house rather than renting. Correct? Her answer was. The question is, her answer is. Pay more attention, please. These two are two different questions. These two are totally two different questions. Now you tell me, has she answered for a what color is this man? Anyone knows? Has she answered for the pink question or she has answered for the yellow question? Anybody? I read the paragraph, man. My question is, has she answered for the yellow question or the pink question? Okay, so writing, sorry. Pink, yes. But looks like she has used pay rent on time, something. Doesn't only one word is written about it for the renting. Rest is all about advantages of owning a house. This exactly was what was what I told in the beginning. What is your name? You think you have told your name, but you have told someone's name. That's the subtlety involved in IELTS writing. Now she has written it good, correct, Rishabh. She has written it good, but that's what. It's not to the question. So this will completely go wrong. Sorry, Aarti. But you have the potential. Your way of your thought process, everything is good. But like I told you, few things, small things like this. Just make sure you be a bit more descriptive. On one hand, for those who consider now she finished this, do you think this is a positive or negative situation? I think it's a positive situation because of these reasons. I think it's a negative situation because owning a house is not very easy. People prefer doing it by taking loan, that these it will be additional stress. Anything you can write. But let's see what Aarti has written. She has written the merits and demerits, which is not the question at all. But yes, one of them will give her some marks. It will not be 5.5. On one hand, for those who consider owning a house as a positive situation, argue that house ownership is of status symbol as it showcases the wealth. This means coherence quotient is good. If the person is wealthy enough to buy or build is wrong, build a house, then only he could go for it, or else he might end up in a rent house. Not understanding, Garthi. Additionally, having own home rather than other than living in a rent house provides living security. Excellent idea. This implies that one can stay in his own home permanently until it decides to move to another apartment, while rented home cannot offer. Now she has compared. So this idea is correct, Arti. This you can write it is a positive situation, and just to write this, perhaps you could have gotten a better score. The question is not about um, merits and demerits. They're talking about positive or negative situation. So the idea is very simple. This is entirely gone for a toss. Will not give you mark. And here you are fine, but Coherence coefficient issue is there. Probably 6, if not 6.5. But yes, you have the ability for 7. Just have to work on this consciously. Any doubts? Okay, we go to one more essay. Vaishnavi Sheshachala. Vaishnavi Garu, right? Vaishnavi is sitting silently. Yes. Maybe new to essay writing. Essay is not up to the mark. I just thought to encourage you more and give others an idea of where people go wrong. This question, we all know art is considered an essential part of cultures. However, these days, fewer and fewer people appreciate art and turn their focus to. Why do you think that is? That is what? Fewer and fewer people appreciate art. Sorry, fewer and less number of people appreciate art and turn their focus to science, technology, business. The question is not about why people don't like art. The question is not about why people like science, technology, business. The question is about why people don't like art and turn their focus towards science. Both the things have to be displayed. Hope you are getting it. Why do you think that is entire line? Okay. Art is considered an essential part of all cultures, but struggling to find its attraction from people in comparison. Um, no, this is not the way you write. I suggest you follow the template. It becomes more easier for you to write. In my opinion, why extra space is given, opinion should be written over here. The people trend is towards science, technology, and business than art because of earnings. Your main idea is earnings. Don't write, in my opinion, firstly. Earning or the money factor is the one of the main reasons why people turn their focus from art towards science technology. This is because an artist can hardly earn a penny for his living, but luxurious life is always defined by the scientists or people who are in the field of science, technology, business. For example, in India, give a scenario of an artist trying to sell his painting and couldn't sell and struggling, but the business people or technological people are earning a luxurious life. Hence, because of this aforementioned reason, people are turning their focus from art to technology. This much should be bundled in one para. Earnings, for example, throughout the world, we see most of the artists struggling to earn for their livelihood, whereas there are many well-settled people who choose other sector as their profession. Why? Right, that's what I told you. Give an example, continue. Use the template which will help you fix this coherence question. This is a coherence question mistake where one paragraph she wrote in 3 lines. At least 6 or 7 lines is required. 5 to 6 sentences. Coherence question will be completely low for this. What could be done to encourage more people to take interest in the arts? Probably government can include, make the mandatory subject arts in the curriculum for children. Or government, takes care of these artists who are jobless and promises them a job, which will definitely encourage more youth to take part in arts. Something of that real things needs to be written. Also, we see art as a passion is encouraged by family and society, but as a profession, support is so minimal as we have very few opportunities in art compared. This is irrelevant to the question asked. Second question. What should be done to encourage people towards art? Most of the Indian parents push their children other profession, though the child is aspired to be an artist, as they aren't aware of the opportunities behind. And the person is again trying to write the reason why people shift their focus from art to science. But the question is, there are 2 questions in it. First question is why they focus, and second, what can be done. This is completely missing. So when a particular question is not answered, out of 9, it's half, 5.5, 4.5, no, 5.5. And this 5.5 also, here, there are a lot of mistakes. So probably it end up getting 4.5 or 5. But she has the ability to score more. English is fine. Just that she's lacking in implementation. Vaishnavi getting it right? Just write every day, understand the mistakes. Things will fall in place. Any doubts, let me know. We have Uma Kiran essay. He has written it really, really good. Uma Kiran, Uma is there? Sir is not there. Okay. One of the easiest questions. But yes, he's written a lot. This much is not required. He's written a big essay. I'll just strike out few things, but a wonderful essay. We'll just discuss this and end the session. Fossil fuels are the main source of energy in some countries. Use of alternative sources of energy. In some countries, the use of alternative sources of energy is replacing fossil fuels. Is this The use of alternative sources of energy is replacing fossil fuels. Solar energy and wind energy are replacing fossil fuels. And that's a positive or a negative development. One of them has to be answered. Both the things has to be written. Replacing this alternative sources means you can assume few and then say they are replacing fossil fuels. And this scenario is a positive development. And this scenario is 100% negative. Throughout, you should write about that only. Let's see what Uma Kiran writes. Fossil fuels like this is a truly God-given gift to the mankind. Introduction is nice. In some developed countries, fossil fuels are slowly getting replaced by newer forms like nuclear electrical engines. In my opinion, it's definitely a positive development. Enough, no need to write reason why, because the entire essay you will write the same. Finish it off. So I'll just strike this out. Now he has to write why this is a good move. There are many ways to say. Starting, you can talk about the problems these fossil fuels have, and then talk about the solution these new alternative sources can come up with, and then say, oh, this move is a very good move. Or you can say the solution or the advantages of this alternative sources and how they overcome the disadvantages. You can talk in any way. One serious problem, let's see how he has written, that can arise due to the consumption of fossil fuels, the carbon footprint, full pollution that gets generated. Majority of the vehicles today use petrol, diesel, which are derivatives of fossils and emit dangerous gas, blah, 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 blah. See, pay more attention. So this is the main idea. Second line is supporting idea. Give an example. In the developed nations, he's going one level deep. US and Canada. Scientists observed that there's a huge depression in ozone layer due to heavy carbon footprint produced by daily transport. First line talked about carbon footprint. Second line talked about petrol or diesel vehicles. The third line also talked about transport. Entire thing is talking about one particular thing only. Coherence question is nice. But what he is doing, he's continuing to write. Reader is like, enough, boss, I understood. He's like, wait, please. I'll tell, please. Enough, I understood the essence. Please, 2 more minutes, I will talk. So this will irritate. I mean, I'm talking about reality. When you understood something and that person is still trying to speak something, what do you say? Same thing. So he told about this, for example, is done. Ozone layer depletion majorly causes 2 side effects, which are direct exposure to ultraviolet and global that causes blah, blah, blah. Not required. This can be removed. When unnecessary redundant things are removed, you can finish the essay in less than 30 minutes. Henceforth, developed nations are moving to cheaper sources of energy derived from electrical batteries or nuclear power plants, which emit less carbon footprint than fossil fuels. For example, after introducing new power, is now nations are moving towards there. Example, specifically where they are moving. Specifically after introducing new power bill in US and Canada, which enforces vehicles to use blah, 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 ozone layer depression has drastically come down, and hence this is certainly a positive move. He should have added, which is missing. It's okay. Let's forgive. Before the nice essay he has written. This another 2 lines could have been removed, like ozone layer, this entire thing. 3 lines, let's say, could have been removed, then the essay would have looked perfect. So here he talked about problem, here he talked about the solution, and say it's a good thing. Perfect. No mistake. This is enough. This is more than enough for 7. Well, 7.5 and 8 requires topic related vocabulary. That also is there. I would suggest don't check them all. Check this task response mistakes. But I'm just telling you, inside evaluation folder, lexical resource, must watch. You have every topic, most of the topics vocabulary covered. You can look into it whenever you get time. No hurry. Even you can use them for speaking. But for 7 bands, you need, nothing is required. Write in simple sentences, repeat the words any number of times, doesn't matter. If your coherence, cohesion, and task response is correct, you get good marks. All right. So another issue with fossil, again, the same pattern. He talks about the problem and then give a solution and then say, moving to the solution, alternative sources is a good one. Another issue is that they are limited at source and are available only with few nations. Simple sentence. Now we should write supporting idea. Limited fossil fuel cannot meet the demand of the global population. It's given the global population is an increasing trend every day. This is petrol, diesel is limited, and majorly every individual use their own transport form of convenience. Can anyone tell me what is the problem here? Grammatically wrong sentence. quicker. Anybody? I'll just leave you all another 5 minutes. Please cooperate. Every individual means one person or how many people? No, Annie. Every will never go with plural. Every individual means one person or more than one. It's one person. Every individual uses his or her. Excellent, Vaishnavi. Yes, Larita. Simple things. But for 7, yes, you can afford to make these mistakes. For 8, you cannot. And most of the people need 7. If you need 8, specifically tell us. So accordingly, we review. But for that also, you need to cross the 7 first. Correct? So now his or her. Everyone uses his or her own transport for convenience. This creates a huge demand for fossil fuels, causing a negative growth for developing countries as they depend on developed nations for the import of fossils. Now, the point is from here, he has written itna bada. Base much big supporting idea not required, man. Put that in example. Limited fossil fuel cannot meet the demand of the local population. It's given the population is increasing. For example, talk about how Saudi and other countries are exploiting the developing nations like us because we depend on the fossil fuel. On the other hand, if the developing countries move to alternative sources of energy, they don't have to be dependent and their economy will rise. Hence, this is a great move. Done and dusted. You can concise and write. You can write in short form also. But yes, he has expressed a lot, not required. Umakiran, if you're watching the recording, then this much big is not required. But yes, you can write, but don't write a lot. It will bore the examiner. You've got a very nice writing skill. Just the skill needs to be little enhanced. Shape it. That's it. This can be 2, 3, 4 sentences supportingly not required. For example, developing countries heavily depend on Middle East for importing oil and it hampers their economy during calamities or war. It's okay. If developing nations use cheaper sources, this is important. Their economies will be self-reliant and can sustain any pandemic. For example, he is sticking to whatever we told. Main idea, supporting idea, example for everything is giving. Very nicely written. After introducing the nuclear bill in developing countries, pandemic time made their economy strong and ensure the prices of daily transport fuels are comfortable for a common man to use. This is a build-up story, right? This is a build-up story, so don't write like this. I don't remember in India nuclear bill. I'm not sure. Is this correct? Anyone knows about this? I think everyone is from India. The person is trying to say after introducing bill in developing countries like India and China during pandemic time, made their economy strong and ensure the prices of daily transport fuels are comfortable for man. I think it's a cooked up story, right? Don't write something like this. Talk about real stuff. If they move, then perhaps you don't have to depend on someone, and hence the prices will come down. Something of that, right? In a correct way. Don't simply cook up a story because India means we know what the status. Otherwise, very well written. And conclusion, whether it's a developing, ITS is wrong, IT apostrophe is it is. It is a developing or it's a developing or developed nation. Replacement of fossil fuels with another is definitely a positive move. It's an eco-friendly move ensuring the sustenance of fauna and flora for a long time on this planet. Has he written about this flora and fauna in any of the line? Anybody? Has he or he has not? Let's check it. Direct exposure to ultraviolet, to effects, direct exposure, global. No, some species not written correctly. Then this is conclusion is wrong. He cannot simply conclude on something that he did not even talk about. Be very careful. Probably he would have written species. That's what he has written above. Maintain the same. Don't introduce something new. I'm telling you because of conclusion also it can go wrong because this is a very simple one that we don't pay attention. We trust you guys that second and third para summary is what it is written here. But Uma Kiran surprised me today. This is not flora and fauna for a long time and also have developing nations to compete with developed ones in all kind of matters. This is a good one that he has written. This needs to be changed. Otherwise, I would still give 7 because he has written it very nicely. I'm not saying much essays from Ani, Lalita, Nimesh. Nobody is sending these days. Correct, Charlotte. Vaishnavi is sending. Zeba Kulsum has joined today. Abdul, I'm not seeing any essays at all. Please start sending. I'm telling you, this essay writing is little difficult. Not difficult, different. So you need to write every day. That's how the course is. This course has been structured in this way. So I can give 1-to-1 class, 5 class and finish it off. Less work for us, but that's not going to work. You need to write, niche it. You need to enhance your skills. So the idea is, just before you give the exam, you should have got 7 from us, or at least 6.5, and understand your mistakes so that in the exam you don't repeat them. That's the only idea. All right, Lalita. Fine, guys, we'll park it here. Exact 10 o'clock. Oh, my nice timing. Any doubts you have, let me know. Otherwise, we will park it here. Great. Thanks much. I'll see you all probably this Sunday of mine writing class. The next class, Kanchan ma'am resumes, and Amreen ma'am resumes for reading and listening. Writing, I'll be back. Till then, take care, guys. Have a good night's sleep. Bye-bye. Thank you.